Hello again, everyone. Hope you are having a good Sunday afternoon. I started to do this video outside and I got about 3 minutes in, almost 4 minutes in, and I got stung by a wasp. And that sucker hurts. It's been a while since I've been stung by something. I think I got stung so many times growing up and as a kid, I should have some kind of immunity. It's like I should have a pool of antivenom stored up in my body. And it did hurt. It's been years. And so I want to do the rest of the video. I'm just going to start over, of course, and do the video inside. I was on a roll. I was about almost 4 minutes in, and I was on a roll. So that wasp took me out just temporarily. All right. Mrs. Dawg is working up something for me. I think some kind of home remedy. I don't know what she's got going on. She did put some. She mixed up some. What was that? Baking soda. Baking soda up baking soda up, and so that and I have a little ice bag I got it on. But anyway, I'll get over it. I will live. So if you think things, if you believe, and if it feels like things are suppressing and bad right now, we must. If I, I just truly believe if Harris gets in there, y'all, I don't think we've seen anything yet. I truly believe that. We have to do all we can. We first of all, we need to vote. Please vote. It's the most powerful legal thing we can do. Convince those around you, especially the ones who think like-minded. You know, especially you hear people say, "Dog, it don't matter. It ain't gonna, it's not gonna count." Please convince them to go ahead and go. At least you've done that. If it does, you've done your part on that. So I think that's number one. That's number one. Now, I'm done trying to convince people who are, at this point, if they are for that, if they are for that kind of change, then there's nothing I can do to help that person. Okay. Before I go any deeper, I did notice the story. I meant to mention it this morning because this happened yesterday at the Seattle airport and seaport, from what it sounds like. There was a apparent cyber attack that has taken things down as far as communications, internet. It said isolated critical systems. It did cause airline delays, cancellations. Not every airline, but some of them. Kind of sounds a little bit like that CrowdStrike thing that happened, but on a maybe smaller scale. I haven't heard this. Apparently, has just affected Seattle. All right. If you live in that area, let us know what's going on. If you have an update, I tried to look for an update a while ago, and as far as I know, it was still down this morning. So that would be about 24 hours or longer if it's still down now. Anyway, just wanted to make you aware of that because you can't find that on the news. You have to dig for something like that. But somebody had told me about it. Had sent me a message. All right. Back to if you think it's bad now, y'all. Three big things, and vote and try to get others to vote, and how critical this is. And just, I'm just getting more alarmed here. Just looking at what she has said over the last several days and at that convention, towards the end of the convention, at a speech, and just what's been going on in other places. Uh, the border, number one to me. I mean, they're all super important, but that's the first thing that just kind of jumps out at me. When you have no border, you have no country. We have no nation. Look what's going on in Europe. And it's already happening here. You've got a rash of stabbings going on in New York City. 60 dead so far this year. The news isn't talking about that. No border. What are all these military aged men in here for? They're not in here to come down here and whistle Dixie and work at the poultry plant. I doubt that. No, they're not. Where are the families? They're not coming across with them. I don't see kids. I don't see even couples. It's single men. I'm seeing video of men, migrant men, newcomer in here illegally, I know, at parks, videotaping kids. There's no reason for that. Well, there's a reason for it, but no good reason for it. We must protect our families and do what's necessary to protect them. Be vigilant, be observant. But anyway, the stabbings, you got mass stabbings going on in New York City. Look at Germany. This happened a couple of days ago, I believe, a day or two ago. In Germany, at a festival, of all things, a festival of diversity, this young illegal migrant goes on a rampage, stabbing people, killed three people dead. I don't know how many injured, wounded. England, again, Birmingham. I believe this happened yesterday, and there was some video of it. It's awful. It's awful. This guy just jumps up on this guy that's, I think he's pushing a child, actually. It looks like a little stroller. Stabs him in the neck. I don't know. I think he survived. I think I saw something that said he survived, but stabbed him in the neck. The guy kept walking like nothing hardly happened. I'm like, dude, you're bleeding, like bleeding a lot. And this just goes on. The case in Germany, the guy is yelling Allah Akbar. I mean, this is what happens when you have no border. It will happen and is happening here. It's happening in New York City now, and people are like, dog, that's in New York City. I'm not in the big city. Well, you know what? If this continues unchecked, it's going to happen in Main Street, USA. It's going to happen in Duluth, Georgia, or Naples, Florida. Yes, in the nice places. Green Bay, Wisconsin. You name it. Just name a city. It don't matter what state either. It don't matter anymore. We're all border states, or no border states, rather. Vote. They will allow this to continue. If you think it's a porous border now, it'll be absolutely no border after January or sooner. Pretty much is now. The country will be unrecognizable, and I'm not overstating that. I do not think I am. In 4 years, can you even imagine? In 1 year, 1 year out. The border is the thing that jumps out to me at first. The next thing is freedom, our Bill of Rights, freedom of speech. Hello? In the UK, now don't think this ain't coming here. And look at the UK. If you speak out against the narrative, if you just say something bad about the illegal immigration, they throw you in jail for I don't know how many years. And oh, by the way, they're going to make room for you in there because they released a hardened criminal that's been probably stabbing people to put you in there. And then they had this joker of this police commissioner in UK say he's going to extradite us on over there. Hey, if you're making a mean tweet or a mean Facebook post, we're going to come after you in the USA, Canada, wherever you are, and take you back over here. Now, we laugh at that. I laughed at it. Come on and bring it on, Bubba. Come on. But do you not think that administration, if they win, Harris, do you think they would bat an eye to not try to extradite you over there? I think they would love to do it. It's terrible to say, but I think they would. Freedom of speech. What would you do without freedom? I keep saying that. I keep asking that. What would you do? Where's the line? The founder of Telegram was arrested yesterday in France for he refused to censor his platform to the liking of the government. They lure him in there and arrest him once he stepped down off the plane. And they put these Mickey Mouse charges on him of other stuff, terrorism, all this other kind of junk. They were pissed because he's not censoring his platform. Do you think he's the last one they're going to go after? That's just France. If they could do it to him, they can do it to us. and they will try. This is what's at stake, folks. We need to share this kind of stuff amongst our especially our like-minded folks. All right, freedom, your freedoms, your basic freedom, freedom of speech. The Second Amendment, probably the only thing that's stopping it from happening already. We would, if we didn't have the Second Amendment, I guarantee you, we would be like the UK and France right now, to where if you went on Facebook right now and said something counter to their narrative, get a knock at the door. I guarantee you. This is what's coming. It's coming. Taxes. Talk about you'll own nothing to like it. Man, I mean, come on. I mean, gonna tax, we're already taxed, right? Crazy amount. But we ain't seen nothing yet, y'all. You know, I was about to say it. You know, I'm going to say it. Massive taxation, capital gains taxes, taxes on unrealized gains, which sounds just totally backwards to me. Capital gains bad enough. Unrealized gains. If I'm saying that right. I'm not an expert on this subject, but from what my little mind is making of this, if you have something that rises in value, just in the value of it, they can tax you again on that, a certain percentage. Now, they'll be saying, well, dog, that would only in their proposal that only applies to the very wealthy. Okay, but the principle of the thing remains. They'll start out with the wealthy. You don't think that's going to change? They're only going to tax the wealthy like that? That's how it starts out. Then it trickles down. It's going to come to us. They may start out that way. So it's the principle of it, because it'll be accepted then. Oh, they're going after the wealthy. Good, they should, because they got all these tax shelters. Tax them like they need to be taxing them. Yeah, yeah, go for it. I'm voting for it. Woo! Well, free money, all this kind of stuff, until it happens to them, and it'll be too late. Price controls. We're going to stop that gouging. Okay, sounds good right on the surface, but if you think a little deeper, all the reasonable experts, even on the liberal side, are saying this will just create shortages and higher prices. This has been tried in many communist countries. It doesn't work out so well. Venezuela, former Soviet Union, among others. That will happen. That will happen. I know, preaching to the choir pretty much here. I know. But just saying, vote and then try to get others to vote. Uh, you know, now, with that said, you're like, dog, you got any good news? Always got good news. Y'all know I got good news. God is still on the throne, and Jesus still saves. We have to stay close to him. And we must not lose that. We must draw closer to him now than ever, because we know we're in a huge spiritual battle. Anything you can latch on to that will keep you close to Jesus, we need to do that. Okay. Um, if that is a church, if that's a small group, if it's a friend, a small little group of two or three of you that meet regularly, that stay in the Word, or just share stories, or just your fellowship together, encourage each other. You know, let's do that how we can. You know, we just have to stay close on that. Take care of each other. Let's support each other. Um, but now, there are going to be people that say, dog, we're not going to have elections. That's a possibility. I agree. That's a possibility. Um, I'm going on the assumption that we will have elections. Now, if we don't, that's a whole nother ballgame. We're in a whole different scenario at that point, and that would not be good either. That would be worse. But I think I think the goal here is to go full tilt totalitarian rule. And you can call it communism, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it'd be communism. Uh, but it's not a gradual. This would be pretty quick, and it wouldn't be just one day and it's done. And I think that's a lot of it is people are into their own little devices and their things and their life and all that. And so this gradual change is hard to recognize for a lot of people. There's normalcy bias going on, and they just don't. So many don't see it. It's like a great delusion, and I think it's biblical. I think a lot of this is biblical. Are we approaching the last days? There are many signs that say we could be. Yes, I agree. Uh, Are we for sure? We just don't know for sure. Uh, but uh, we must be ready. We should stay ready because we just don't know. Only the Father knows. And but the key thing is to be ready because when it happens, it's not going to be like a warning. It's not like you're going to be like, well, you got a day to think about it and pray. It's going to be in the flash, like an eyelash. It's going to be just so fast. So we got to be ready now. So let's stay close to Jesus every day because we need him. And Miss Dog, what you got?
Got you a bee balm poultice.
A bee balm? What?
Put your finger in there.
Okay. Well, I'm still doing a video here with
Put your
everybody.
finger in there and see if it helps.
Put it in there? Like just stick it in there?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got anything else to say about the situation? You were gonna say, I thought you might have had something to say. I don't know.
About.
Well, I don't know. You probably heard me ranting here for the last 15 minutes or so. Any other thing you got going on?
Did you read the verse?
I don't have a specific verse.
Oh no.
What do you have? What is your favorite? Tell us your favorite. I know what your favorite is. Tell us about it. Got to get close to the mics. You know what?
It's the can't talk. The faith one.
Oh, we walk.
Yes.
Um,
Walk by faith, not by sight.
Corinthians, right?
Yeah.
Second Corinthians.
Mm-hmm.
We walk by faith, not by sight. Right? Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. We walk by faith, not by sight. I thought about that one earlier today. That's
Mm-hmm.
wild. But that's so true. We have to keep our faith. We have to keep our faith, right?
Yeah.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. That's the difference between us and an unbeliever, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Did your finger feel better?
Not yet. Not yet.
I don't have a lot of the herbs that are suggested, so I just went with what we had.
Okay. All righty. Well, anyway, if you're still with us, I appreciate it. So let's stay close to Jesus, like I said. Let's keep preparing and do all we can to be ready for something. Because if this does go through, that's something we're going to talk about. I don't know what else we can do to prepare that, but we will get through it. We will get through it, even if this happens. We will make it right. So anyway, be careful out there. God bless y'all. We'll see you soon.